Good morning, it's SupportLA.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm at the Starnet meeting in Colorado Springs at Broadmoor, and I'm with Chuck Bode, the chairman of the board. Chuck, how you doing?
Doing great, Kemp. How you doing?
Good. Kind of the end of this meeting. So first, I introduced you as chairman of the board of Starnet. You've been doing that now for how many years?
This will be my fourth year.
All right. And you're also chairman of the board of CB Flooring, which is based in Maryland, right?
That's correct. We do work in Maryland, D.C., Northern Virginia, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I've got to mention, you won a big award last night. You also did some flooring in Lansing, Pennsylvania, because you did the Armstrong headquarters, and you won the big design award last night, right?
It was a pretty exciting night for CB Flooring. Actually, it's our first gold award, so we were all high-fiving about that. And honestly, it's my first Starnet Design Award win. And then we actually went on to win the grand prize. So I would say we were pretty happy campers last night.
Today was a big day because you gave your chairman remarks. I want to talk about that in just a few minutes. You also had some elections. Tell us the results of that.
So it looks like I'm going to be chairman of the board for another year, and I'm helped by that. My good friend Steve Cloud from Connecticut, who is my vice chair, and Tom Holland out of Texas is going to be my treasurer, and Dan Slowinski from Pennsylvania is going to be the secretary. So we've got a good slate of board members, and we're looking forward to 2022.
And you have one new board member that came on in this election, right?
We did. Jim Lloyd, he's from Louisiana, a good guy. I played golf with him Friday, and I think he's going to be a great fellow board member.
Well, you must be doing something right because they want to retain you, so congratulations on that. Let's go right into the health of the group. Obviously, this is the first time this group's been together at an annual meeting in 3 years, and there was a lot of handshaking and hugging going on. Tell us what your review of this meeting is.
I mean, my take-home is that we had over 725 attendees, and I've never seen a bunch of people more enthusiastic about being together live. There was such a vacuum there over the last 3 years, and honestly, it's not a great idea to run a cooperative and not have live meetings, and of course, COVID affected that and our ability to meet. But this year, it all came out, and everybody showed up, and the enthusiasm was really apparent.
One of the big strengths of being in a co-op like Starnet is to be able to network and talk to the other dealers that are facing the same issues, and that's just hard to do when you're not physically together, right?
I mean, I say this all the time to potential members, and the existing members already know that it's true, but if I have to say what did I get from Starnet over the years and my participation, it's my friendships with other commercial flooring contractors throughout the United States who are smarter than me, and we share and network and do best practices and things of that nature, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, far more valuable than the rebate.
So you're a history major and you're also a lawyer, and you gave some remarks today as in the membership meeting. Give us a quick summary of that.
Well, what I was talking about was the impact of COVID-19 from a historical perspective. It's a pandemic of biblical proportions. I mean, and I think looking at it from the business impact, the after effects of the pandemic are really just becoming apparent. And things like the hybrid workplace and working from home, the inability to hire labor who have dropped out of the labor market from a participation standpoint, supply chain problems. In my opinion, these are all as a result of the pandemic. So I think it's a life-altering event in American history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest hangover is around labor, right? I mean, getting labor in to help us get the job done, right?
There isn't a single member that I talk to that is, finding it easy to recruit and retain talent in the situation for what you need. Our backlogs have really been built up to a high level now. At some point, they're going to need to be installed. Obviously, you need office people, you need estimators, you need administrators, you need to be hiring all sorts of people. And there's definitely some concern about what's going to happen in that regard when the tsunami finally hits.
Well, let's move to a more positive note. Another speaker that spoke today was Alan Beaulieu with ITR Economics, and he actually had some pretty good news, especially for the non-residential sector, right?
I mean, we love Alan, and he's funny when he gives his presentation, but the bottom line is he doesn't see this economy going into a recession, which seems to be what everybody's concerned about at this point with the stock market decelerating and things of that nature. But he told us for at least the balance of 2022, long into 2023, and probably into 2024, commercial flooring contractors have a big opportunity out there, that the economy is going to stay good and we're going to enjoy growth.
Let's remind the listener that his accuracy is around 97%, and he's telling us we're not going to see two successive negative GDP quarters until probably 2026, right?
That was his call. He said this most recent quarter was a blip on the screen due to technical reasons, and that the growth will resume here shortly. So I guess whether his accuracy is going to be tested momentarily as the results come in.
I mentioned a minute ago you're chairman of CB Flooring, and you've already handled something that a lot of people in this organization are looking at right now, and that's the transition. Fortunately, you've got two very talented children who are anxious to come in and take the day-to-day and are doing an excellent job doing it, right?
We're laser focused on succession planning for our members. I forget who it was today. Actually, it was on one of the panels that they said, how many of you in the audience are older than 59? And quite a few hands went up. But the changing landscape of the flooring contractor, you have acquisitions going on, you have consolidation going on, you have family planning, succession moves going on, and the landscape is changing. But there's no question about it that our membership needs help in that regard, and we are laser focused on getting them what they need to get through whatever transition that's going to occur to the next generation. I personally have been very lucky with my son and daughter, who are quite capable and are going to take over the business long term for us. So there's a bunch of different options out there for our membership, and we're going to explore them all for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got the family one that you went with. You've got the private equity option, and then you have other dealers that are wanting to expand. A guy like Richard Friedman, who in the last couple of years has bought several other members, right?
I mean, I like seeing that sort of thing. If they want to grow their business and buy Starnet members that are both in the club, to me, that makes a lot of business sense. There's different things motivate different people about in their time of life, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a great thing to have these opportunities on what to do with this thing that you've created over time.
I'm thinking most people are leaving this meeting tonight or tomorrow thinking that they're glad to be part of this group. Wouldn't you say?
It was a very successful meeting, and I think that people are very glad to be in the organization, and it was a very positive experience. And I think, there's a touch of COVID revenge in there, which people liked getting out. They liked seeing each other. Old friends caught up, new relationships were formed, ideas were shared, and overall, I think people are going to go home ecstatic. And, of course, we survey them next week. I'm absolutely certain it's going to be an out-of-the-park survey.
All right, Chuck, thanks for spending time with us, and thanks for helping to run a great meeting here. Again, been talking to Chuck Bode, the chairman of the board of Starnet, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.